Hello teachers, this is Chris. We're going over some summer planning expectations for the summer of 2021 as we head into the fall of 21-22. This is information for those of you who missed the staff meeting on May 24th, or new staff, or just need a refresher for what's going to happen this summer and what we need to have prepared as we come in to school in August. So this will just be a quick overview of the planning expectations, deliverables, and the resources that are available to you as you plan for the summer. Just a quick overview. You'll get all of this information in an email called Summer Planning Toolkit sometime this week before you leave for the summer. And we will be able to offer every classroom teacher, 40 hours of paid time to plan for the summer, which is an amazing opportunity to get ahead of our planning in order to get feedback on those plans when we come back as a staff in August. So we're going to kind of go over the resources and big picture of that planning and due dates and deliverables for summer planning for this upcoming school year. First of all, the first thing you'll need to do as you think about summer planning is decide whether or not you want to opt in. This is optional for you. If you would like to get paid for that 40 hours of planning, the first thing to do is to sign the Google Doc that says Summer Planning at Manual, and it's included in that Summer Planning Toolkit email that I talked about earlier. And this is just a form with your name and your employee ID number, so we can make sure to get that to HR so you can get paid for your planning work this summer. So that's the first step. The other thing that you'll want to make sure you do is, again, in the toolkit email, is check the master schedule and see your course loads for the fall. This is the master schedule for quarter one. You can see the tabs down here at the bottom, give you an overview of what quarter one and quarter two look like. Now, some courses that are being taught are just 1 quarter long, some are a semester. Just note that all of the planning docs that I've created are running by quarter, so that's one thing you'll see when you open your teacher planning portfolios that I'll show you here in a little bit. So with those portfolios, earlier this week I shared a folder with you called Manual 2021-2022. And so in that folder is the resource bank for teachers, and you can see the folder right here, Teacher Planning Portfolios, and that's going to be where you'll find the planning documents for your work this summer. And so you can just go through, find your name, and your portfolio is ready to go for the summer. Everyone in that portfolio in quarter one has a document that looks like this. Now this is the master document. Yours will have your name, quarter one, big idea planner titled on there, but they all look the same. And these are the pieces that you'll need to work on this summer in order to get paid for those 40 hours of planning. I do want to note that all of the elements here with a star are what is required for the summer, and that due date will be 8/6. I'll kind of get into due dates here in a little bit, but anything with a star is what's due for 8/6 this summer in order to get paid for your summer planning. The first thing is this summer big idea planner. And this is just a big overview, 30,000 feet of what you want to do, why it matters, how you're going to build relationships, what vocabulary you're going to teach, how will we focus on Black excellence, how will we focus on our SPED and L students. This is a big overview, big idea, big picture planner for the summer. Now, you'll see these documents kind of go big to small. So you'll think about big ideas and why this course matters and start working down to the next piece, which is unpacking standards. Now, some of you have experience with unpacking your focus standards, and some of you this might be a new thing. And also, I know that in some content areas, there's 20 standards for a quarter or a semester, and in some content areas, there may be 1, 2, or just a handful. And so know that you can make a copy of these documents or of these tables if you want to unpack more standards, but the expectation is even if you have 20 standards, just to get in the habit of unpacking what those standards are actually saying. So the first thing you'll do is you'll type the standard in the box here. The actual verbiage from the standard will be the most helpful for you to do that. And then you'll ask yourself, what do students have to know in order to master this standard? This is really the content. What's the content, the technical vocabulary, the background knowledge? That's a big question to ask as you think about this standard. What do they need to know, the actual information? Then the second part of that is, what do students have to show or do in order to master this standard? So take what they have to know, and then what might they have to do? What do they have to complete? What do they have to create? What do they have to produce? What do they have to show you as their instructor in order to show you that they have mastered that standard? This work may be imperfect, but it's really the idea and thought process around what the standard says and what the component parts of that standard are that are the most important part of this practice. You might not get all the knows, shows, or do's in this, and that's fine, but the idea is really about what is necessary for students to know and how can they show that in order to master the standard in the quarter or semester course. The next part of the deliverables for the summer is just a very generic Q1 calendar, and this goes week by week, and you can have the general unit or topic names in there, and then key assignments or assessments. And again, this is just a very general map to kind of get you thinking about the pacing for the quarter. Again, going through this work is more important than the perfection of it. It's really about making sure that you think about the whole quarter from the big ideas down to the day-to-day pieces. And then the last piece is 3-unit plans. And again, I know 3 is not the same for everyone. You might have 1 or 2 big units a quarter. You might have 5 or 6 smaller units. You can delete or make copies of these tables however they work for your course. Don't worry about that too much. But again, these are big general ideas for your units. What's the title and the time frame? What are the key standards for that unit? And that can come from the Unpacking Standards section above. And really I'm asking 3 questions. Is why does this unit matter? What are the enduring understandings? So when students are all done with this unit, what will they remember? What will they understand, and what skills have they acquired that will progress throughout the quarter or semester or school year? And then what's the end of unit product or assessment? Notice those are 2 very distinct words, product or assessment. This opens the door for product or project-based learning, but also for the assessments that you'll be working, many of you will be working on with your departments over the summer as well. And it can be both. They're not mutually exclusive. You might have a product or an exhibition or a showcase, and in that you might have an embedded assessment that kind of deconstructs the component skills from that project. And so feel free to put those projects in there as well. Note here at the bottom, there's going to be a part for feedback from colleagues and students, and I'll get more into that here in just a minute. But the important part is to come in with these pieces prepared in order to get that feedback from colleagues, students, and community members when we come back in August. So I'm going to go back to this calendar of important dates right here. And this is both important dates for the end of this school year and as we go into the summer. Note that please sign up for the summer planning by May 28th. That gives 3 days now to sign up and opt into that planning for the summer. By August 6th, the big idea planner, the standards and unit map, and unit plans 1 to 3 are due. I'll send a reminder email out at the 1st of August just to remind teachers that those are elements that are due for August 6th. The reason the 6th is important is it gives us a week, myself and senior team leads and administrators, the chance to look at them, provide a first round of feedback, ask any clarifying questions, and just look and see generally what the ideas and trends are for planning before we get into more refined feedback. On August 13th, you will have feedback done on your unit plans, your unit maps, and your big idea planners to make sure you can go back through that when we come back in August as a whole staff. A couple of things to note here. There's also August 12th and 13th available for you to come in and set up rooms. I know rooms have been something that we haven't used in a long time, and so this is a chance on that Thursday and Friday to come in and get your room set up. So that's all done, and the next week you can focus on the instructional parts of the summer. August 16th is our first day back as a staff. That's where we're going to do some community walk or community activities to make sure we see the beauty and excellence in our community and incorporate some of that in our unit plans and how we talk to and about students. Then we will move into, on August 18th, a community planning event. And it might be the 18th or 19th, but this is when students, community members, alumni, and colleagues will help you workshop your unit plans and your big ideas for the fall semester. Now the goal is to do this a couple of times throughout next year. This again might be an imperfect day, but it's really important to get student, community, alumni, and colleague voice in your plans for the fall. And that week, the 16th, as we prepare for the first week of school, will be a lot of professional development around making sure our diverse learners are being served in your plans and in your instruction. That takes us to August 23rd, first day back with students for fall of 21-22. So again, just to recap, first thing is to make sure you sign up for the summer planning at Manual. Check the master schedule to make sure you know what you're teaching for that first quarter. Identify where your planning portfolio is and add this folder to your drive for next fall. And then get to work over the summer, either individually or with your teams. Again, your senior team lead or department lead will reach out to you and work on these documents with you, or again, individually if that suits you the best this summer in your plans. Feel free, as always, to reach out to me. I'll leave my phone number and, of course, my email in the planning toolkit for the summer in case you don't have it. I'm happy to answer any questions and support you along the way as we think about our planning for the fall of 2021-2022. Thanks all. I look forward to seeing it.